go. And I'm gonna make John.
Let's see the recording.
Make Do you see it, John? Are you all set?
Yes, I see the recording. Okay.
Let's see if Jay wants to come in or something. Just watch for that. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, Carrie.
See you later, Carrie. Thank you. Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, John.
Hey. Here we are. Today is our police reform committee meeting, February 25th at 5:45, and guess we'll take a look at the materials that we had. And thank you very much, Deb, and I know Ty put a lot of work into that. And
Yeah, thank
I
you.
had the chance yesterday, it's a day off from work, to
Yeah.
go over stuff.
I know, I didn't know how, like I said, I didn't know how picky you wanted me to be, because I was seeing like little typos and things, and I was like, well, should we
Yeah.
just leave it? You're supposed to be doing that.
I figured they could be fixed later on, but I don't. I did a bit. I did some of that myself, and
Yeah, you did. You did.
there's just a couple things that I wrote in one email, like what is it for the police ethics and rules of conduct, and that 128. Maybe social media, some like kind of added to that, because that's, we live in a society of social media. That's one thing that jumped out at me. Besides
John,
minor.
just so you know, I do agree with you, and I did change that. I added social media in
Oh,
there.
okay.
Just so you know, all the changes that have been recommended up to this point, I have made. They're all done. They're all up to date,
Awesome.
even the commas and the little,
Great.
I added Altamont Police on the top of every policy. So we're all up to date right now.
Sweet.
We're caught up 100%. That was going to be my next question. Is that something you want me to print up all these and give you all copies so you can see them now that they're finished? Or I don't know. I mean, you've all seen them. You know what the changes are. We've all shared the emails.
I think, yeah, we've all seen them. I don't think that's necessary.
Okay.
We've all seen them. We made our comments. You adjust them. The vehicle stops one. The only thing I think I wrote in a large volume of spectators are likely to gather. I was thinking maybe wording it with like for safety of pedestrians. I think
Well,
that's
what
the only
I-
thing that jumped out at me.
What I did there, John, because I see what you're saying. It looks like we don't want to do it in front of a large crowd, like we don't want an audience.
Right.
But the reality is,
That's
you don't wanna put-
it. Kind of has that optics to it. That's
right.
what
So what I did, I added after that, I added for how did I word it? Jay, do you remember how we changed it? We did change it. We added a part where it said, don't
Okay.
do it around a large crowd to prevent risking their safety, or it's something. There was something I'll send you the change. I will
Okay.
send that out to the group how I did do that. But I agree with you. When I read it, I said, yeah, that kind of sounds
Yeah.
a little
Yeah.
fishy. So I did change it. I think I like what we put there. So
Awesome.
That's like a age-old thing, though. Like we're
Yeah.
just for officer safety at a traffic stop, so you don't get surrounded by people. Plus, depending on what the you never know what a suspect is going to do. That's like
Yes.
sort of like domestics. It's always something in the back of your head. You're trained to avoid people, and that's usually where you're going to have them. It's the most dangerous thing that like a cop can walk up on, basically.
Yeah.
It's either
I get it.
a traffic stop or a domestic.
Domestic.
They have like
I was just
so many
looking at
ways
the
to
working
hide
on it,
things.
and
Basically walking
Yeah.
up. So
And unfortunately, it's the nature of the beast, even in EMS, people
Yep.
see an ambulance
Yeah.
or, they're going to all gather, and you just never know what could possibly happen.
hey,
Curiosity.
on that note, I just wanted to respond to Deb. Deb, a couple of things you did put in. We changed all the changes you recommended. Other than the PPEs, we didn't address in those policies because we have a whole policy on that.
Oh,
It's
a separate policy?
airborne.
Okay.
Yeah, we have a policy on airborne,
it's
bloodborne
communicable
pathogens and
airborne pathogens.
yes,
Okay.
and hazmat and all that stuff, and it covers all that.
Okay,
So,
good.
so we do have that in another policy. It wasn't something we really needed for the reform, so that's why I didn't. It's kind of like also in the juvenile where you talked about the soft. We have a juvenile policy that does address that. If
Okay.
you looked over, you can see we do have other policies where that stuff is addressed. So I don't want you to think I didn't change it but it is already in another policy.
Okay, good.
awesome. Well, thank you.
But
Deb, graphs look great.
What's
That's
that?
awesome. I was like, I think I could copy and paste them and put them in our draft. I saw that the police comments in the survey on PDF. I won't be able to add that because it's PDF. Would you be able to send that to me as like a Word doc and I can just like
Sure.
copy and paste it and add it
Yeah,
to
I can
the,
do that.
yeah, that's good.
Not a problem.
And I could probably copy each of these pictures and put it in the draft and just like Appendix A, Appendix B, these are the comments. Most of the comments look pretty good.
Yeah,
Couple
most,
things,
most are very
surprised
good.
it.
very
you
nice.
guys, yeah, like, what is it, one? I'm sorry, guys, I just kind of just quickly read, I don't have it, I should have wrote the note on it, but suggesting, speeding seems to be some issues with,
Yay, number one. Yep.
yeah, no,
Yeah,
I'm surprised.
not
'cause
really to the
That's
point
like,
of this committee, but
no,
definitely
no.
something we'll take into an account and
Yeah.
and respond to, but not so much the goal of what we're trying to accomplish here, but definitely good to know.
I mean, I'm trying to address some of the comments. That's it.
Yeah.
I figured the 24-hour police, no, that's what we have Guilderland for, and our police department is during the day. So I'm aware of that too. Like if there's any issues beyond, I said 9 o'clock, right, guys?
11.
No, we're till 11. Yeah.
To 11. Okay, to 11. Anything after that, you have to adjust to either.
And-
Albany County Sheriff
And
or-
historically, just so
Guilderland.
everybody understands, historically, the volume of calls after between midnight and 8 in the morning is really, really, really small. We couldn't justify it in the bills.
Yeah.
I'm talking less than probably 10 calls a year.
Then you'd have to increase the
Times.
budget for the police department for add a whole nother guy
Yeah.
for every 365 days a year. The budget would need to be a third larger, basically.
Yeah.
But again, there really isn't a demand there. And the few times that we
No.
have had things on midnights, there were the 2 fires of the last, 10 over 10 years I've been the chief. We've had the 2 fires and we had the 1 vehicle accident, which also turned into a fire. And on all 3 incidents, the Guilderland Police did call me. So they do call me either way, so that if I do want to have one of our guys respond as well, we have that option, and we normally do. So
Okay.
Mhm.
Sorry, my 7-year-old is pretty active.
that's all right.
Thank you.
But, yeah, no, you guys did a wonderful job, Todd and Jay.
Yeah, wonderful job.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
That
I
took a-
think one thing, I mean, the other thing I saw in the comments was that they call the office directly. If we're not, I mean, there's only one guy working at a time. That might need to be clarified or put out in a different way, that they need to call the Guilderland dispatcher. That's where they should call first, really, unless they're looking for records or a call back type of situation. If they're calling us for service, they should be calling the dispatcher directly at any point. So,
And then just them in turn contact you that's
Right.
out in the field because you're not necessarily in the office. Yeah,
And
because
just
it's
so-
part-time.
we have
Like they said,
dispatch-
full-time police officer.
Just so you know, I mean, it's the message on the machine clearly says, if this is emergency, please hang up and dial 911.
Mhm.
Or
Yep.
if you need an officer, call the Guilderland Dispatch at 518-356-1501.
Yeah. It
Otherwise,
also says it on the sign
message-
outside.
yes, and it says it outside. But the phone message clearly tells you we are not a manned station, and this is how you get a hold of an officer. So, I mean, you can call the police station, hear the message. I don't understand the confusion there. It's pretty clear that,
I like this one
and like Jay
comment.
said, especially at night, like when
The
I'm
Altamont
not there, there's only one
Police
officer working.
Department You guys get,
Yes.
Altamont Department does a great job. They're responsive, professional, friendly, and helpful. Thank you for your service. That was a nice comment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Very
The
nice.
majority of them were very nice.
Oh,
Yes.
it's very nice.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. I mean, you're always going to get, 1 or 2, but you shoot for 1 or 2, you can't please everybody.
That's it.
I think that most
We
people are
try.
having our own police force.
One second.
Unfortunately, when it comes to police work, it's kind of like the comments. A very small percentage of the population commits 90-something% of the crimes. And it's the same thing. That small percentage, no matter what you do, they're never going to like the police. And there ain't nothing we can do to appease them. Maybe a family member's been arrested in the past or whatever. But like Jay said, we try to please everybody, but it's
Yeah.
You can't,
unfortunately, you
Uh,
can't.
possibly.
We'll just add this up, the comments, and the graphs onto the draft. And Gene and Deb, if you want to gather some ideas and do a quick summary. Doesn't have to be a war and peace, but just something just to summarize what the comments are. And then we'll add that on for a conclusion.
You want like a paragraph kind of, like in a paragraph format type thing?
Yeah, not just a small paragraph.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be war and peace, just a small paragraph. Yeah, that's it. And I'll add these comments and the graphs onto the draft, and very happy with the way the policies turned out. And I think we're doing pretty good right now. Does anybody have any comments, questions,
Well,
concerns?
the other thing I think we should make part of the reform, just also make note that we did also change our budget to allocate for training for the de-escalation. As that training becomes available, we put money aside so that we can have officers. I think that should be also part of the reform, just to show that not only, we're hitting it on not just with our policies, but also with our training and our budgeting and everything else. We're,
Yeah, I saw that. And we talked about that in the meeting last night. So that's great. And that's going to be helpful for additional training, like you said, going on for the future.
so.
All right. So our next meeting will be the public comment. And I think we'll see how many people log on to Zoom and get their feedback to us. And obviously we'll have to listen to what they have to say.
And the public comment to me, that's
the-
next Thursday, right? At 7.
That's correct. 7 o'clock. Yeah, I'm going to have my laptop, so I'll be able to. My son uses chess lessons right now, but at 7 o'clock I'll have the laptop free. So if I need to share my screen for anything, I'd be able to do that.
Okay.
All right.
So between now and then, we're just
Yeah.
looking to finalize the document itself, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I think
can
that's
I
it.
can I get the most recent copy of it so I can make sure that all the changes, at least the majority of the important changes we made, are in our plan to show, just to make sure everything in those policies that we changed, not every nit, I ain't gonna nitpick and put every word that we changed, but some of the bigger stuff, the chokeholds, and I know most of it's already in there.
Yeah.
But I just want to, make sure we got a majority of the important stuff that are part of the reform are all in our plan.
Yes, I can do that.
Yeah,
I can even just send you out what I have currently.
that's fine.
Because I gotta wait for Deb to see the comments, so I can add that on there because it's
Yeah,
in
none
PDF
of
right
that will
now.
affect what we've
But
done
I-
in the policies anyway.
That's none of that. So I can send you what I have. And I
Perfect.
added the chokeholds to the.
Very
Alrighty,
good.
guys. So I think is our public comment, and obviously if we have any questions, concerns, we can email each other and make any more adjustments, but pretty happy with the way the policies are. Pretty happy with the how we're putting effort into this, and I appreciate it, guys.
Do we
Ladies.
want Patty or somebody to put the charts out there somewhere, or how do you want to handle that? Do you want to before next Thursday, so people would have a chance to see those, or how do you want to do that?
I think what we're gonna have to do is I'll talk to Carrie. I think she might have to put this, once we get this all put together, they'll have to probably put it onto the website, so you can
Right.
click like a clickable link, and then that'll be the draft, so people can review it before the meeting.
So it'll be documents for the meeting. Okay. All right.
Like that's what they. Yeah, so they have it. I mean, much like our village board materials before the meeting,
Right,
maybe able to, or
like
the
planning.
planning board or zoning board.
Jean, do you want to,
Yeah.
like, we can
Alrighty,
exchange
guys.
thoughts on, making it come up with a conclusion out of the
Sure.
survey? We can
Sure.
do it.
Do you want to do an email? Do you want me to send you my text number and talk, or what works for you?
Whatever works for you.
I'm open to whatever.
All right, well, I think we have each
We
other's.
have each other's text numbers, I think.
Right,
So
right.
why don't we just text back and forth or talk?
Okay, that works. All right.
Okay,
Just want to make sure we're all on the same page.
We gotta have you guys work together, and this is just a small paragraph. It doesn't,
Yeah,
it's something to kind of sum it.
okay.
Alrighty, guys,
Plan.
our public comment, the police officer, you can just, Todd, you can divvy up to what policies that each of the police officers want to talk about, like your Jason or Patrick. I mean, pick your
Yeah,
favorite ones.
on the open meeting, I
People
mean,
that say this.
for the most part, all three of us can answer. I mean, we all know our policies well, so that won't be a problem.
Yeah, I figured that.
So you plan
Awesome.
on making a question and answer,
All right.
or do you plan on presenting?
Who
The
you asking, Deb?
policies.
Anybody? Like,
Like John said, I
Oh.
think that the whole plan is going to be out there for them to review prior to the meeting. And then I think it'd be up to them to ask us questions, right? Or if they have any concerns
I'm
that
thinking.
we
Yeah, I
didn't
think-
address that they would like to see added or changed, we still have time to make those changes. But I think, again, we don't even know if anybody's even gonna show up. So,
Right. yeah,
True.
all right.
And
That's
realistically, there, I
kind of what
mean,
I was thinking. Answer the questions that they have. Yeah, I'm sorry, Jason?
oh, sorry. I mean, they're gonna have to be, I've never attended like a public Zoom. They let the one person in at a time, basically, and their face will pop up and they'll ask us whatever. We converse with them as a group, or like. how does it-
It's basically, it's like this,
Okay.
and people just get invited in, and we'll say, open up the public comment. At least in the village board, we vote on
Yeah.
it, and then, I mean, we're not really a board, we're just a committee. Say like public comment starts now, then give them, I don't know, how many people there are, like 5 minutes, 3 minutes, I don't know, 3 to 5 minutes each.
Yeah.
Then after that point, then they finish their comments, and then we close the public comment.
Is somebody going to introduce the committee, or, I want to have it all figured out before we get in front of the whole.
yeah, it's good idea.
Yes, talk about each committee member, like Carrie, like, all right, we'll say, the date, time, this is our police reform committee. Each person, I can list everybody off,
Yeah.
or I can speak and everybody else can speak. It's up to you guys. And then we can say like, we're here to talk about our police reform that we had done here in the village of Altamont, and we're open up to the public comments. Something
Yeah,
to that
that
effect.
sounds like a good idea.
Okay.
If you think anything else, shoot me an email, but that's kind of what I was thinking.
Yeah,
Okay. So, well, we got a week, so
yeah,
we got
Yeah.
plenty of time if we got to make, tweaks here and there. And like you said, you finish up the summary, we'll add in the meat and potatoes of the policy changes, and we
Mhm.
should be good to go. I mean, everything's really come together well, I think.
I think so too.
I think so. I think
What
so.
time
That's
is the
coming up
meeting? What time is the public comment meeting?
7 o'clock.
7 o'clock, okay.
Yeah, I wanted to make it later. I mean, plus I get my laptop, but more people, and just give people a chance to get out of work.
Yeah, no, that's fine. I just wrote down the date. I never wrote the time next to it, so.
Gotcha. I was picking 5:45 because we don't have to spend 7 o'clock to whatever time for these committee meetings. You can at least have your evening free.
Yeah, no, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
That's fine.
Now, again, just looking
But
forward,
generally, I
once,
think these graphs,
I was just gonna say, looking forward, once we have this open meeting next week, or on what was the date? The 8th? What, the 4th rather? On the 4th. After that, I mean, if there are changes, I mean, we'll make them whatever modifications at that point. We probably need one more meeting to finalize everything and propose it to the board, right?
yeah,
Yeah, we have to have it in by April 1st, right?
Yeah, well, they
we have
gotta
to have
approve it by April 1st.
We have to have it to the board. I gotta get my phone here.
Yeah, I think March something we agreed to. For some reason, March 18th is coming to mind, but I'm not sure why.
2/18, sir, oh no, that's March 4th, public comment. No, I don't know, I didn't write that
I don't
down.
have it on here. Hmm.
Yeah, I said my other note, 18th.
Well,
We're gonna have
when
the board meeting.
is the board meeting, John? When's the next board meeting?
Uh,
They were gonna have a
I'm
special
sorry,
one.
I have to get back.
Well, the special one's gonna be on
Is it
April 1st.
22nd? Oh, the 23rd? It's on a Tuesday. I can contact the mayor and I'll shoot you an email back when that board meeting is.
Either way, we could just discuss it
Maybe
at
it's
the
not board
open meeting. That's not a big deal either way. But we're gonna have time is what my
Yeah.
point is. We'll have time, whatever comes of our open meeting
Yeah.
next. And then from there to that board meeting to make the changes to submit it to the board, and then they have to April 1st to vote on it. should have plenty of time, everything,
Yes.
you know.
I want to say the 18th and the 23rd. Those numbers are jumping out of me, but I can't say for sure until I contact the mayor. And we'll,
Okay,
The 23rd is a Tuesday,
Decision.
18th is a Thursday, if we're talking March.
Yeah.
Yeah,
March.
so I think we did say the 18th.
yeah, I was, for some reason, the 18th 's in my head too.
Yeah, that's.
Done every other date,
But
but
we
that,
can. We'll have comments forth,
Huh.
and we'll have to have a final meeting with everything and submit it to the board, and the board's going to vote on it. I think
Okay.
it's just a special
You want
meeting
me to
before
text Carrie real
April,
quick?
and we have to for April 1st.
You
Yeah.
guys
we'll text
text
Carrie.
Carrie real quick so we have an answer now?
Sure.
Sure, yeah.
Carrie. Yeah, I'll do that now. Are you doing that, Deb, or you want me to do
Yeah,
it?
I'm doing it.
Oh, okay.
John, I like your crown molding.
So they're clear. Oh, thank you. We it's funny when we bought this house, it was a fixer upper. It was like a kitchen upstairs, and
Yeah.
this is like straight out of the 1950.
Oh.
Refrigerator's like 40, and her parents were like, "You guys are crazy for buying this." We put a lot of work into it, and it paid off.
Yeah, looks nice.
You were on that Victorian hot stroll that once. It's gorgeous inside.
Yeah, we were on it twice in 09, right up 09 or 10, something like that, right after the kitchen. And then we did it again.
One.
And we did it was a snowstorm for the second
Yes,
time.
it
We
was a
did like
snowstorm.
2012 or something like
Exactly.
that. We still had like over 100
You're
people in the
kidding.
house kind of going through. The first time around, it was like 300 and about 300 people or so going through the house. It was,
Wow.
It's unfathomable. Like from the time they got those tickets to the time they ended the stroll, and people still trying to come in because we wanted to get our son to the Santa Claus train.
hmm,
Gotcha.
Remember the train with Santa Claus on it?
Yep.
We
yep.
can't miss that.
No, again, like I said, when it comes to this reform, our community is already a very open and friendly community as is. We do a lot of stuff in Altamont between the, the train with Santa and the Victorian holidays and the fair. There's just a lot of
Yep.
community stuff done, the weekly concerts. I mean, a lot of this stuff really
Yeah.
is meant for places where that would like to be like we are.
Well, I think one of the other things people wanted to see is maybe bring back the safety day or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
So if COVID
Mhm.
stops rearing its ugly head, maybe, that would be something that the public.
Yep.
would
Yeah.
appreciate.
Yeah, it's been a couple
Like,
years since we've done that.
Yeah. Now,
We had
Carrie
like the,
answered, she said the latest is March 26th.
okay. So we got, that's plenty of time.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got. So it's not set in stone. We can have a final meeting to make sure that everything, the comments, we're gonna make any additional changes, and that'll be
Yep.
the draft report. Okay.
Sounds good.
All right.
All right. So next Thursday then at 7:00.
Yep. And we can be in touch, Gene.
All right. Thank you, guys. I'll
Thank
get
you.
that,
Thank you all
text
for
to
your work.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Appreciate. Thank you. Appreciate
Yes.
it, guys.
Good night,
All right.
guys.
Good
Good night,
night.
guys. Thank
Bye.
you.
Yep.